Hi, I'm Tori Marshall. I am 18 years old and I've been coming to Orlando North for 6 months. As a child, we went to church, we went to Catholic church, only for like special occasions, so like Easter and then very like special holidays. And so that was the only like church that I've been to up until recently. And so I wasn't really exposed to it much. My sisters and I, we all did sports, and so all of our Sundays would be like taken up doing swim meets, cross-country meets, like a whole bunch of sports. I always like felt like a connection, like I wanted to go to church, but like none of my family went to church, so I was like, well, if they don't go, then maybe I shouldn't go. They'll think I'm weird for going. My friends would go and they'd be like, oh, come to youth group, like. But I just never went, and I really wanted to, but I didn't know where to start because I didn't want to go and then be like, oh, well, she knows nothing, like, she doesn't belong here. And so I kind of like cut it off. I was at a water polo tournament with Preston, Bryce, and Isaac, and they had to leave early. They're like, oh, we're gonna go to youth group. I was like, cool, I'm gonna go home. They're like, well, you should come with. And I was like, no, it's not really my thing. Yeah, I've never been to church, I don't really know what it's about and everything. And Bryce, well, they were all convincing me to go, and Bryce literally sat in his car for 10 minutes and made me say yes. I was like calling my mom, she's like, well, you know, it's like church, like they're gonna talk about like God and Jesus. And I was like, okay. So eventually they got me to go. So I came to youth group and I walked in and they were already doing worship, and I was like, well, I didn't know they sang songs in church. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And like the words were on the screen, I was like, all right, I guess I'll sing. And like I caught on to like the songs, and we just played games, and then Will spoke, and he was talking about like relevant stuff, like stuff to me that like school, stress, like impressing people, like it like really affected me. And I went home after that and I was like, I want to go back again. Like all of the guys were texting me, they're like, do you like it? Like, we're sorry we pressured you into it, but did you like it? I was like, I had a great time, like I'll be there next week. So I came back the next week, and then I kind of stopped for a little bit, and then Preston was like, well, hey, you want to come to a Sunday service? And I was like, oh, Sunday service, like that's because what I remember is like sitting in like the pews and like you listen and then it's over and you leave. And so I got the courage to come. And I like was immediately greeted by Gary, and Gary gave me a hug, and everyone was so smiley and happy and eager to meet me, and it just was such a great atmosphere, and I just kept coming because I loved it. Before I was just coming to church, like before I like got saved and everything, I just came to church and I would listen to the sermons, and then like school had gotten really tough and I hit kind of like an all-time low, so I was like stressed all the time, and I had lots of hard exams and tests, and I had overbooked myself with everything, and so I was just kind of like down. I stopped coming to church for like a couple weekends because I had so much work and homework to do that I just wanted to sleep and like forget it all. And I was confused, like I wanted to know that God was really there. Like I'm like an evidence person, so I like to see evidence of why something is true. And so I prayed that he would show me like that he's really there, that he's not just written in a book. So a couple weeks passed, and in one of Rob's sermons he mentioned 3 things that had been like, it was his sermon on why, like the fact that we ask why something happens whenever it's bad. When things go bad, we ask why am I not doing well? I was like, he's like calling me out for the 3 things that had been like heaviest on my heart lately. And I had gone to my car after that, and I was like he just spoke to me. Like that was everything that I needed to hear all in one sermon, and I was so blown away. I was like, he really is there, like he's trying to bring me in. So I was like struggling really hard to like fully like accept him. And like when Reverend Rob does his like thing at the end of the sermon where he's like, if you're ready to accept Christ today, just raise your hand. And I can never do it. I feel like I'm like chained down, like little chains on my hands. But the one service that I went to, the one before Christmas, I was by myself in my little section all by myself. And at the end of service, Rob said, would anyone like to give their life to Christ today? And I raised my hand, and I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I can't believe I just did that. Like, I've been waiting so long to do it, and I finally did it. And I was like, my heart was beating so fast. I was like, well, what do I do now? And so afterwards, I got up and I was going to walk out, and Rob stopped me. I was like, oh, thank goodness, because I would have just walked out of there. He's like, where are you going? And I was like, he's like, I saw you. I was like, I didn't think you'd see me. Like, I thought I was just gonna sit there and leave. And then he started talking to me. He asked me if I got a Bible, and I just bought one a couple weeks before. I didn't tell anyone I bought it. I just bought it at a bookstore because I was like, I had to get one. I have to start reading. And then he just kept talking to me, and I just started crying. I was like so overjoyed, and I felt like this humongous weight was just lifted off my shoulders. Like I was just so happy. And so I was crying, and then Gary prayed with me, and Gary was so happy for me, and it just seemed like everything got so much brighter. Right after I had gotten saved, Gary was praying with me, and after he was like, well, you have to get baptized. And I was like, yeah, I want to get baptized, because I wanted to like he knows that I have accepted him, Rob knows, but like I want everyone to know. I wanted my family to know, and I wanted to just like do like a public like declaration that I have accepted God as I've given my heart to God. And so like I was baptized when I was little in a Catholic church, but I wanted to do it like of my own decision. I wasn't sure when I was going to do it. Like Gary just told me I needed to, and so I was like, well, I could wait until beach retreat, I could do it over the summer. And then at the Renew service, Rob brought up my name and he was just talking about me. He said that I was like a catalyst for like the next year. And that evening I was like, I need to get baptized. Like I need to like that's my final step in my journey to accepting God. So I went up to him that night and I was like, I want to do it as soon as possible. He's like, well, in 2 weeks we'll do it. I was like, it'll be freezing, but we'll do it. Like I just wanted to just take my final step. When I get I get anxious about everything, like going to restaurants, school, work, like everything. And before, like I would have no like outlet for anxiety. Like I'd go home and I'd just sleep. When I came to church and I like started to learn about like God and everything, I was like, well, I have someone to like put like my anxiety on. Like he will help me and guide me through it. And that was just kind of like life-changing, because like I don't get as anxious anymore. Like I still get anxious and I fidget, but I like every Sunday it's almost like it melts away. Like I forget about it, and then like in the mornings when I read the Bible, like I just like all my anxiety just kind of goes away, and I have things to look forward to, like church every Sunday. So if I ever get like down, then I just look forward to that and look forward to seeing everyone and getting my hug from Gary and saying hi to Rob. I know that I'm not alone in anything. Like there's always God is always there, like with me. So I've just become more confident, and like I cut my hair. Like I had really long hair, and that was like my security blanket, and I donated it, and then I just felt like a weight like lifted off my shoulders. I was like, well, if I can do that, then I can do this video or do like anything. And yeah, and a lot more happier in me.